All right, hello and welcome back to the first game of the night. As we're gonna have the Scallops taking on our Hurricanes. As you can see, 4 games down there and 2 still to be played at the bottom, and they're basically the same situation with a 3 and 5 taking on a 2 and 6. So should be interesting all around. As let me make sure. Let me make sure I should send the info. I want to make sure I know who to send the info to. Okay. Perfect. So, there you go. And by the way, because obviously it was a topic, I don't know if I would think this should be allowed, but I know it was a conversation among owners. So it's not like this is just some random loophole in the rules. The scheduling was bad. He talked to owners. This is what they came up with. And to be fair, kind of the crux of all of this is in the next hour, or until it gets processed again, someone can sign Latumas. You know? Like, obviously, 1 days or whatever. Obviously, to do this, he dropped a player and signed a new one, as we'll go by our scenarios. Obviously, resolved for the week. Houston will have to wait, whatever. Pretty simple. But as you can see, I put Banks on there because he's been signed. As of now, Latumos is off the roster. I mean, that's the problem here. That's why this is a risky thing. And I don't know if I would agree with. Well, honestly, I don't really have an opinion. It's very much a loophole, but the current rules allow it. And so there's nothing wrong with it. It just feels a little bit odd. But like I said, there is that risk for it. So that's kind of why there is. And then obviously we do also have Linux stepping in as a 1 day. So all around we got a interesting roster for the Scallops. And I think especially without Evelyn playing, as was initially signed but then switched to Linux, could bode well for the Hurricanes, who of course really want this win. But we will see as we load in game number 1 here on Manfield. This one flicked up to the ceiling, it'll bounce back down, now pushed over to the side. KX trying to jump up, now out to the corner, doubled out. KX trying to follow it, Boston racing in. I think in a vacuum, Scallops would be favorites here, but with the changes, who knows? And Miami are not a pushover team. I think it's kind of surprising they lost to Kyoto last week. But obviously, KX maybe not in the perfect state of mind from a dentist trip is what we got out of that. And so we'll see as we do load in here. KX starting out with a dribble, trying to 50 it forward. It'll get pushed just wide of the net. Now popped up in the air again. Boston catching it back. KX trying to play it forward. Bump comes through. Now pushed over the side again. Boston trying to get it out. Now Banks going to dunk it away. This one now getting down into the corner. Banks, no boost, look for a bump, not going to get it, but Sims 50's just out to Linux. Linux going to bounce it forward. Back out again, but beat comes through. As I believe this is also Banks' Season 2 debut. I'm not sure if he played up at all last season. Let me see if I can check that. I'm not sure that he did, so I believe this might be a Prism debut as well. We'll see. I mean, obviously, minute and a half in, Steinhatchee have had some solid pushes forward, have gotten a decent amount of control, although they haven't been able to get quite on the score sheet just yet. Boston going to play it up into the corner again. KX going to pop it up in the air. Boston not able to get back to that one. Sweezy back out to the side again. This one dropped down. Now Banks around the sidewall again, trying to play it forward. Boston dunks it down. Boston has a double, and Miami are in front. There is a lead. Boston gets over everyone and then dunks it right back down. Now this one up in the air again. Sweezy up to the ceiling, trying to play it forward. Now off the right wall again. KX gonna get a long clear. Now off the corner again. Boston trying to jump up. Gets to the backboard, looking for another double. This time Linux able to take it away. KX, that'll go the wrong way, but it's not centered just yet. Although there's a miss by Sim. Still makes it awkward, but Boston gets the corner, gets the clear, buys space for his team. Banks now going to get it down the sideline once more. Stim not going to reach. Backflip from Boston. Off the back wall. Sweezy ties the game. The one Scallops representative currently on the field, and he is the one to get their first goal on the board. Ties up the game at 1. Even kickoff. Banks will try to win it forward, but it's right at Boston. Boston gets the reset. He'll look for a shot. Dead center, and Linux able to pop it out. Now Banks going to bring it down, but loses out on the challenge. KX trying to chase, but Linux will turn it the other way. There's a demo downfield, and there is a goal for Linux. Banks just vibing downfield, manages to remove the defender. And with no one else back, it just gets by. And the Scallops jump in front. Now Banks up in the air again. Trying to follow it up. It'll get dunked down from the ceiling. KX out to the sidewall once more. Trying to stay behind it. Trying to air dribble forward. But now drop back again. Banks going to play it forward. Sim trying to pop it up. Boston going to get the 50 down, and then I believe got a bump there. This one off the corner. It might be open, but no one's able to shoot it. Now Linux staring down a 1v1. Doesn't have boost, but Sweezy moves in, and he just slots it. That 1v1 turned into 2 real quick. Neither one had boost, but Sweezy just swipes a shot, and Stim completely stationary. Not able to get moving quick enough to make the save. So now a 2-goal lead, 3 scored in a row for the Scallops. Boston trying to get another one. It'll roll down, bounce up, and then there's no one else there. There's Stim off the corner, up to the ceiling, falling down. Sweezy able to beat the attacker. Now at the midfield, Boston will fly by. Stim just barely gets a piece, but it's right to Boston. Boston off the corner. Another demo by Sweezy. Feels like these demos so perfectly timed so far. Able to relieve pressure or give up chances in favor of the Scallops, although still kind of within reach, but the time is starting to get low here. This one towards the net, caught to the side by Boston. KX on it next, for that touch is heavy. Gives it up to Linux. He'll try to go up. Stim will take it away. KX down 50'd. Still behind it. He'll look for another, but Sweezy gets there. Now Boston bangs it up. KX will control. He can't get another, though. It's cleared again. Sim tries to catch, but half that time bank is gone. 30 seconds left to go. They still need 2 goals. KX trying to set up one, but Boston can't quite read it. With low boost, it was an awkward play, but it's one he can't make. And as there's a double commit, it's not in just yet, but there you go. Sweezy gets a hat trick. It's 4-1. Now this one forward, Stim, around the outside, trying to catch it away. And now rolling out, caught across. KX will try to pop it forward. It's a good-looking pre-jump play. Doesn't quite connect. KX has a shot, though, and he will put one back on the board. And so Steinhatchee score 4 in a row, and that will manage to put them up ahead here after one game. Still a long series, though, and Miami did put up a solid fight, but just not able to hold on or get the goals on the board. So we'll see, as we will look forward to DFH for game number 2. And now, as we do load in game number 2, so Scallops looking pretty good with their 2 roster changes so far. At least good enough, but like we said, a long series, and Miami did put up a decent fight in that one, although the defense definitely got beat a little bit too much. You didn't even wait for me to respond, by the way, Ren, so L plus ratio. This one's out to the side. Linux trying to clear it away. Now down from the ceiling, Banks trying to stay with it. KX trying to play it away. He'll take the shot forward, and Linux will catch it out. Now dropping down again. Stim looking for a double. Their 1 goal, well, I guess they have 2 now, but their first goal did come off a double, so maybe looking to replicate that, but not quite going to be able to just yet. Stim now trying to bounce it out. Boston just barely beat by Banks' pop. KX now trying to stay behind it, but runs out of boost. Was a double commit, but Banks able to sweep in and get another clear away. And this one caught by Boston. Off the sidewall again, KX trying to clear it forward. Banks just going to let it go, but now that's an awkward pop. Luckily for him, Linux there first, able to get a long clear downfield. Now KX catches it to the side. This one off the back wall. KX gets it to the right wall again, and now a big double and a pinch forward. Linux around the outside. They do a miss on that. Linux doesn't have much boost. He'll try to play the low 50, and now he will, but just pushed out to the corner. Well defended by Miami. Minute and a half in, and once again, no goals on the board just yet. Now Stim, though, that's a big dunk. It might be open. The shot is weak, but it's good enough, and it's 1-0 Miami. For the second game in a row, they score first. The problem is, last game, they conceded 4 in a row after this. So let's see if they can hold it down just a little bit better. Now Stim from the right again. This one popped forward, but just pushed wide. Stim trying to pop it across again. Boston will turn, but Sweezy able to get a 50. Now KX dunked by Boston, trying to get back. Now awkward into the corner. Stim trying to pop it up. Might have been bumped as that got awkward. Linux now up to the ceiling. It'll bounce down again. KX trying to clear it away. Banks gonna pop it up. Sweezy will jump. He'll get to the back wall. Double down in front. Banks can't read it. It's a fake though, but there's no one else. Linux tries to go, but not quite quick enough. And Miami will clear the line. This one off the back. KX not able to get their double commit, but it results in a big clear away. Now this one will roll back out. Stim trying to stay with it. One tap out. Boston misses on his bumps. KX shot is weak, blocked away, but right back to Stim. Banks just able to get barely enough on it, as that's another double commit. Now Banks bumped back into it. Linux, a bouncer, dunked in by KX. It's 2-0. Miami do manage to double their lead. That one just dunked through. I mean, I guess I could, but like, nah, I'm good. Stim back in the corner. KX trying to bring it down. Lemon, for trying to be a fan of Miami, are very pessimistic, and that might be realistic, but you know what? We roll. There's Boston trying to dunk it away. Sweezy 50'd off the sidewall. Sim trying to wait, but Banks does get the touch. Now that'll force Miami back. Sweezy trying to jump this one. Does get a tap on it, but still it's right to KX. Now Stim hits it forward. Now cleared away. Well responded there by Steinhatchee, but only 100 seconds to go. Still down 2. Do need to get a couple goals back on the board here soon. That's another 51 by Stim. Now this one cleared away to the left side again. Boston gonna pop it up. He'll take control. Backboard running out of boost, and Linux uncontested for the clear. Now at the midline, Banks will miss. We'll call it a fake. Sweezy the same, but this time he's removed. Linux left alone. Stim fakes it low, but Linux stands strong. Boston came in to take the shot instead, but Linux was not fooled. Still makes the play, although again, not able to reach that one. KX to the ceiling, double down, good shot, but not quite there. Sweezy able to make the save. 50 seconds to go there. Another misread. Forces Linux to take over. Now around the corner, bouncing away. Boston, an awkward touch, but he'll recover. He'll beat 2. Sim tries for the 3rd, but Sweezy's there. Boston, 1 pass out that Sweezy can clear long again. Now Banks pushed back. Linux up to the ceiling again. This one will bounce back down. I mean, it depends how all these teams perform, though. But it is tough. It does get tough. Banks trying to play it forward. Sweezy, a bit of a fake. Wasn't sure if he got the ghost touch. Doesn't seem he did, but either way, saved away. Linux now another banger off the post. Boston one off his own crossbar. And as the time ticks down to 0, it is going to be a Miami win. And we have a tied up series as we load to game 3. I will say, I am very interested to have to look at stuff. I think I'm kind of happy that it can't possibly be as much of a nightmare. I mean, probably Lemon. It can't possibly be as much of a nightmare as Pixel to do scenarios tonight, right? No, but genuinely, I don't think it can be because Pixel is awful. As in, it's kind of fun, but there's so much to look at. As honestly, the main thing I want to look at is I want to make sure Round Rock can still get in. Obviously, with their schedule, they won't. So, like, I'm not too worried about there will be a loss. Oh, it'll be me and Bacon, and we'll look at it. I mean, yes, but no, Bussin. Honestly, the main thing, do you guys believe that Boston and Birmingham actually aren't clinched yet? I didn't, but they aren't. This one's bouncing down. Stim trying to catch it. Now played out to the side again. I mean, I'm going to make all the ones that can happen next week, and then I'll have them ready if they do happen. And Round Rock will definitely be able to be eliminated next week, so I'll have it made. As Banks trying to play it forward. Not quite able to get the double just yet. KX a little bit slow to jump. Now he'll get up. Linux getting it towards the back wall. Now another 150 down off the corner. Sweezy racing in. 50'd up to the ceiling. Nah. Honestly, I made Demons before that, but Demons couldn't be eliminated, and then they started to get good. Demons are the easiest to be eliminated next week, though. They're out if they lose. Boston trying the reset. Banks will dunk it away. Sim off the right side. Sweezy now. Another long shot. That one's just in. 1-0. Scallops strike first. I mean, we'll see. 1 minute in, I believe the earliest goal of the series. And this time, it's Steinhatchee who get the first goal. Sweezy around the outside again. I mean, I know obviously Houston can clinch next week. I'll have to look at Florida, have to look at Scallops and Wave, and then we'll have to look at the bottom three's elimination, which we'll see. Now this one forward. Now drop down. Banks trying to play it up. Banks trying to get there again. No bump coming through, though. Temporarily cleared, although Sweezy able to get it back forward. Stim up off the sidewall. Sweezy now out to the right side. Bouncing towards center. KX going to pop it up. Bouncing back down. Boston trying to catch a good possession there. Now a big 50 comes through. Boston will shoot, but cleared away. Now Sweezy trying to get it in again. Double demo by Banks, but Boston is still there. Now that one, a little bit of pinball keeps Sweezy on it. Working down the sideline, trying to center out. Boston. Getting it forward again. Now Banks trying for a shot. Sim able to get it away. Linux now out to the right side. KX plays it off the corner. Boston jumping in. 50'd away. Stim will try to turn. He'll play it forward. Now it's Sweezy. Gets through the middle to double the lead. I will say, I think Prism is going to have a generally pretty boring playoff race. But the seeding with the top 5 is going to be insane. Like, as of now, already, the top 5 seeding is illness, but I'm excited for that race. This one's popped forward by Boston. Of course, in contrast, Pixel, the playoff race is unhinged. Pixel, the playoff race is gross, really. This one's off the crossbar. KX will race in. It's up high off the crossbar. Stim trying to bring it back down. Banks out to the side, but it's right at Stim. Stim able to double it in front. Boston trying to catch up, but can't quite find the angle. Now off the side again. Banks going to get a long clear forward. I mean, it's top 5 for Prism, but probably top 4 for Pixel too, yeah. And Pixel's a lot simpler. So, like, it's the only reason Pixel is complicated is that's a shot blocked away. The only reason that, I don't know how that's possible, by the way, Bussin', but the only reason Pixel is interesting is that Honolulu play both Luxor and Mudcats. And so they can kind of both bring them down or send them both up or whatever. This one's off the corner. KX trying to play it around. This one dunked down. Sweezy able to get it away. Banks now going to catch up the side. He'll flick it forward. KX trying to get there. He'll get to the corner. Looking for a double. Just going to drop it down. Boston now up in the air again. Flips by that one. Now this one 50 back. It'll bounce down again. Banks out to the side. Boston not able to reach that. This one dropping down. Banks looks for a car, but he gets avoided, and the clear comes through. But as we've said so many times this series, that time bank starting to look small. 50 seconds on the clock. Still a 2-goal lead here. Miami need to break through soon. KX trying to stay with it. Stim gonna get one touch forward. Linux down from the ceiling. Banks trying to win it forward. Now Boston getting it up again. This one now dropping down. Sweezy off the back wall. Stim, a light touch. Is anyone there for another shot? No. Only Linux, and it goes wide. Last season was like kind of chaotic. This season has been insane the whole way through. I mean, I don't know how it can get more complicated than a 5-way tie from 7 to 11. I think that, like, I don't know that you can get more than that. As this one's cleared away. Banks trying to drop it down, will find the ground. And so Steinhatchee strike back. They take the game, and they are going to move up to match point. 1 game away from a series win here. And so as we'll move to Utopia Coliseum for game number 4. Scallops did well to bounce back into that one, but we have just gone back and forth so far. So will the trend hold? Will Miami find their way back, or will Steinhatchee end the series here? Stim now, awkward touch out. Banks gonna take it away, but it just pops off the back wall. Now KX, air dribble up, he'll fake low under one. He'll catch, but Linux gets in the way. I will say, I think the most insane part of Pixel is how Boston aren't clinched yet. Because I really thought they would be as I started to look into it, but then I found a way, and I don't get it. As that is a good shot by Boston. And Miami score first. Now in 3 of 4 games, Miami score first. This time it's Boston backing up into the corner, able to side flip into it. And that puts them ahead 30 seconds in. Once again, the earliest goal of the series. This one popped out. Linux trying to pop it up, and it is just in. 1-1. Just a tap out. And Linux able to pop it right back through. Perfect placement on the floater. And so it gets in. Now this one dropping down again. Boston up to the ceiling, trying to double it down. Now the back wall again. This one hit forward by Linux. Stim trying to take it away. Banks trying for another touch. He'll control. He'll try to go again and able to get right through Boston. Now KX just a light tap. Boston will try to get in the way, but can't get anything on it. Stim forced back to his corner. He'll take it out over to the right side. He's waiting for him, but so is KX, and he'll be able to force it forward. Banks gonna fake. Stim pushes it down, and Boston's forced to turn around again. Now, Stim just kind of getting in the way. KX gonna center this one out, looking for a 50. Gets a dunk out to the right side. Now rolling central. It's Banks for the long clear. Stim trying to spin around. He'll hit it up to the right side. Dropping down, Boston catching up, gets his center, but KX not able to go. It's a big pinch that's just off target. KX only able to get it up to the ceiling. He'll try to go again as there's another double commit for the Scallops. This one popped back out. Sweezy gonna get dunked away. Boston trying to control. That one gets away though. KX can't get it on the pre-flip. And Banks is just gonna be able to slow it down, bait a 50 and set up Linux to get a little bit more of a clear. Now Banks won't get that one. Sweezy will. Bit of a miss, but KX able to bail it out. As it should be. Why would there be anyone back behind the midfield line, Lemon? Come on. As this one's cleared along by Banks, that'll force back Boston back. He'll now take control up in the air, but dunked away immediately by Sweezy. Sweezy now trying to pop it back out. KX getting dunked away. Trying to tap it back. Linux will try to go, but Stim beats him to it. Now bounce back in front. Centered. Dunked. But there's no one to score. Boston is demoed. KX is back at the midfield boost. And it stays 1-1. Now this one dunked away by Sweezy again. Dropping down. Stim trying to control. Sweezy's still there. Bounced around. Open for Banks. 2-1. One defender at the near post. Not able to reach it. Well forced by Sweezy. Well finished by Banks. And with 2 minutes to go, lead back with the Scallops. Down to the corner, Sweezy trying to drop it down. Sim around the outside. Banks trying to drop it down. Now Linux trying to win it forward again. KX going to take it over to the side. KX staying with it, now dropping down. Sweezy to follow. KX once again trying to center it. Linux going to take it away. 95 seconds. Could be all that's left in the series for Miami. They need to find a goal. That one could just be it, though. Stim brings us level. Just a high-flying pop, and there's no one in net. Linux tries, but doesn't have an angle to jump for it. And so it manages to scrape across the line. And Miami have some fight left in them. Now Sweezy, an awkward touch, dunked away well on the shot by Stim. Banks trying to pop it forward. It's a drop down right to Linux, but 50'd out by KX. Sweezy gonna buy a bit more space, winning it forward. No boost, he'll still get in there though. Able to beat one. Boston bringing it down, he'll cut past two. How to boost himself and eventually demoed. But he will force them back into the corner here. As Stim trying to catch it back. Linux will catch up off the corner, bouncing out to Sweezy. And Stim makes the save as all three dive. Now Stim. This one dropped down once more. Linux trying to shoot forward. Was that the Kyoto game or a different one, Lemon? This one's popped up by Linux. Boston trying to get it away again. Bit of a lag there as KX takes a shot. And KX gets a goal. 3-2, 30 seconds to go. And we have a lead for the Hurricanes. As you see in the chat, Game 5 now looming. Still a chance for the Scallops though. Linux dropping it down. Banks is there. Saved by KX. Linux will try to pop it up again. Bit slow played here by Miami as it'll stay in their corner. Linux now trying to center it out again. But KX dodges a bump. Gets a 50. Gets a beat. Doesn't have boost, but he breaks the midfield. He forces Sweezy back again. He gets a bump. So much time off the clock. Miami now just need to hold on not give up an open shot as the clock strikes 0. And Miami manage to battle us all the way to Champions Field. It looked rough about a minute ago, but they get a couple straight goals and they manage to steal this one. I saved that under the wrong title, but that is okay. Don't worry about it. We don't have to talk about how I called that game 3. That's fine. As we're get ready to load into Champions Field. Everyone already readied up. They are good to go. I believe that one was 3-2. I'm going to write that down. And I imagine I'm not wrong, because I don't think I am. But most importantly, now we go. Game number 5. One more to win the series. Again, if Miami are able to win this, they meet in the middle, and Miami are very much alive in the playoff chase. If the Scallops are able to close this out, that helps them out greatly, especially with a bit of a tough schedule ahead, like was pointed out earlier in the chat. So definitely must win, it feels like, for both sides, and it's gonna be Miami again. 1-0. Boston the pass, Stim the finish. 2 on the goal line, not able to react. So it gets through. Miami are gonna play from in front for the 4th time this series. Now this one off the back wall, thanks. Trying to pop it back. Boston now gonna center it forward again. Lennox trying to clear it forward. Stim to the ceiling, trying for the reset. KX is already there. Sweezy blocks it out to the side. Now Boston clearing it forward. He'll try to center. Blocked away again. KX now trying to pop it back. Stim gonna drop it down. Lennox following it. Boston trying to pop it forward again. Not gonna happen. Now KX dropping it down. Stim able to play it out off the corner. Boston. Now Lennox gonna pop it up. KX trying to bring it down. Banks now gonna catch it back. Lennox gonna try to turn and catch up to it. Banks gonna follow it down the sideline, looking for a 50 here. Gets right by Boston. Sweezy has to wait for it. What he does, he still scores, and it's a tie game. Patience pays off, and the Scallops give us parity at 1. Now Lennox wins the kickoff, shot just wide, played off the post, Banks catches up. All 3 Scallops involved, and eventually it crosses the line. 2-1, Steinhatchee lead. Just chaos in the box there. I guess it's a goalie circle on this map. Odd field lines, but don't worry about it. As KX trying to play it forward. Low on boost, looking for one more. Look for a double. He has it, but Stim can't get above it. Now Boston from the sidewall. Control, flip forward off the post. Stim can't get around it again. Now Stim trying to center, dropping it down to KX, but saved by Banks. Holds the line, keeps it away, and holds his team's lead. Banks now with another save. KX gonna bang it high. Stim doesn't have boost, but Sweezy can't hit it. Still, Sim was faked. KX out to the side. Couple players miss. Boston able to win another 50 forward. Still, it'll need more to center. Boston lands. He gets one more. Trying to push it in, but Lennox takes it away. Sim just spawning. Can't dive in. Lennox goes low. It bounces back up. Boston got the touch. Sweezy diving in, though. Well placed. And it's 3-1. That's what I'm saying, Tiger, and I'm not a fan. But Sweezy, good shot there, knows the placement, drops it in the right side. And that makes it 3-1, a 2-goal lead with half the game to play. KX now up the left side. Now Boston trying to shoot, Lennox saves it away. I mean, you guys can say that. We'll see in a half an hour, I guess. You know? As this one's dropped down, Boston trying to bounce it forward. And finally, KX finds a gap. Top right corner. It's a 1-goal game. Boston bounces it forward. KX comes sweeping across and slots it. Miami are back within 1 now. 2 minutes to go. Stim up in the air. Tapped forward, dropping down kicks, trying to sweep across. That one dunked back. It's over Boston. He'll race back. We'll get it to the corner for now, but it's recentered, and he needs to make a save, but he does. Now Boston going to get another touch forward. Stim even on the 50. KX moving in. Light shot. Sweezy will make it and manages to get it over Boston as well. Boston, though, back on it, up to the ceiling. Stim dunked off the right wall. Dropping down. No one there for Miami. And as it bounces off the left, Miami are going to be forced all the way back here as a lot of pressure builds there. Boston eventually gets it away, but Banks now just going to buy some time, get a reset, get a touch forward. That's over Sim. KX is alone. He'll get beat. It's off the backboard. Lennox there again, and Sweezy puts it high once more. So another awkward play for Miami, but not punished for it. As KX will try to drop it down, trying to push it towards center. Boston getting it away. Stim up in the air. Stim pinches it in. Tie game. 3-3. Miami bring it even. Lennox gets stuck on the post and Stim just barely gets it through him. Now that opens it up. 1 minute to play. One more goal could win it. That one might just be in, but Stim's able to get the save. Now Boston up early. It's a light touch, but it'll get by Banks. Sweezy trying to spin around. Boston gets around him, rolling it around. Lennox trying to bring it down. Now around the outside again. Sweezy going to get control. Boston trying to dive, though. Gets it into the corner. Lennox trying to play it forward. KX over to Sweezy. Sweezy back to Banks. He'll go crossbar. And Boston gets it out for now. Now KX up high in the air. Sweezy will get it out to his corner. KX trying to hunt for a bump. He'll buy space for Sim, but his touch is right up to Banks. Still, though, that's a double commit and a big challenge win by Boston. Demo by Sim. KX's shot is just off. Boston doesn't have one. Lennox low boost. He'll get a high flick to set up Sweezy. Just saved away there. Banks, though, from the corner. Popping it up, dropping it down. Clock strikes 0. Overtime in Game 5. 1 goal wins it. That's a big challenge win, though. Sim able to take it away for now. They will still need a clear. That should provide, and Boston will win a 50 as well. Boston another one into the corner. Sweezy trying to get with it. Played forward. Banks trying to run onto it. He'll cut, but Stim's there. KX now beats 1. No white cars in sight, but no quick shot. There finally is one, but Sweezy's there. Boston blocked by Banks. Now Sweezy taking his time getting control. Still cuts by 1. Stim pops it up high. He'll follow it. He'll get it down into the corner. Lennox trying to get it away. Banks has a shot. Banks has a goal from the midfield in his Prism debut. Banks gets the OT winner, and the Scallops take the series. It's close, but not out of reach. The Scallops manage to battle through, and they take win number 4 on the season. So well played to Steinhatchee as, oh, I forgot I was going to do, hold, and bang, there you go. So we'll ask if we have an interview with our makeshift team. And we'll see. As that, like we said, is big for this team. Definitely wanted to get that win. Not the easiest schedule. Wave is good for them on their schedule. Means they have a little bit of control over their destiny. But that last match will get a little bit tougher. So definitely one they wanted to win. not the roster they wanted to field probably, but able to get through. And we are going to have an interview, and so we will be back in just one moment. And we are back with labeled the Scallops. You get the win in 5 games. How's it feel?
Stoked. Didn't think that was happening, but huge dub.
It's awesome, man. We went in there with no warm up.
Yeah.
Put up a good fight.
Threw together a team basically in 10 minutes and said, let's do it.
Hey, I mean, as long as it works.
Yeah, something worked.
And I believe both Banks and Linux, is this your first games this season?
Yeah, I just brought that
Yeah.
up to Linux.
Yeah, it's mine, yeah.
Yeah, so feel good to get the win there?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it was pretty sick, you know. I won't be here next season since I'm having a kid, so at least I got to play one game before the season ended.
Man, got
Fully
to win.
respect that.
Congrats on that.
Yes, congrats.
Thank you.
And Banks, I believe your first time in Prism as well. How's it feel to get the OT winner?
It was pretty good, man. It's a tough matchup.
To be honest though, Banks should be on a team. I think he proved that he belongs here in Prism.
Yeah, I mean, you look pretty solid. I will ask you, Sweezy, obviously the representative who will stay on the team. This now gives you win number 4. Playoffs will be a bit of a race. I think your next week game determines it for the most part. So, how you looking at next week, and do you think you make the playoffs?
Short answer, I believe that we should make the playoffs. I think there have been, a couple teams that we came out and just didn't play our game. As the Scallops roster anyway. But overall, I think we have a good shot at making playoffs. I'm not doubting it. As far as next week's game, I'm not sure on the roster. What is that? Appa, Lemon.
It is Schmeigs, although I think he's missing his 3rd straight game tonight, so it's
Oh.
probably Schmeigs.
Okay. I don't know. I would say confident against that roster. I think it's a good team, but I would say that I'm pretty confident against that roster. So.
Fair enough. Love to hear the confidence. Well, that's about all I have. So congratulations on the win, and good luck next week, Sweezy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, makeshift roster, no warm up, didn't matter. They step in, they get the win in 5 games, and they help their playoff positioning, and it gets a whole lot more bleak for Miami. Of course, we'll look at the scenarios, make sure of everything, but that does do it for the first game of the night, as Steinhatchee win by a final score of 3-2 over Miami. Now, there is one more game tonight as the Wave are going to take on the Kyoto Anime Otakus. So that'll be live, like I said, in 15 minutes. Stream live in 5. Don't go anywhere. Should be a good one, but that does it for the first game of the night.